Hi, I'd like to read you a little bit of the preamble of the Constitution. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and serve the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Isn't it great that we live in a country that's free? But what if your freedoms were taken away? What if your children's freedoms were taken away? Well, they're being taken away every day, believe it or not. What I'm talking about is daytime curfew. You realize that daytime curfew says that children between the ages of 6 and 18 are not allowed in public between the hours of 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., Monday through Friday. As a U.S. citizen and a parent, I have a real problem with that. I think it takes away our rights. I think it affects all of us as parents, young people, children. It affects all of us as U.S. citizens. Daytime curfew is supposed to deter juvenile crime, but instead it takes away our rights. It takes away our rights, it's unnecessary, and it's ineffective. And there's better solutions like truancy laws and the manual to combat truancy. You should vote no for daytime curfew. It's a bad law. Inform your representative that you are not in agreement, and talk to your schools and see what you can do in your area. Daytime curfews violate our rights. They're unnecessary and ineffective. How do they violate our rights? How many in this room have read the Fourth Amendment? Fourth Amendment says that, good for you, the Fourth Amendment says that we cannot be unlawfully searched, seized, or detained. And you have to have probable cause. But believe it or not, people are actually being arrested by probable suspicion. One such person is Ricky Duran, according to the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. A 17-year-old was walking home from college, was questioned by police, and it was during curfew hours. Police didn't believe that he was 17 and that he wasn't in high school, and they arrested him. Another person, Raquel Rodart, she was 21 years old, standing outside the grocery store, questioned by police. She told them her age and date of birth. They left, came back a second time, and insisted on speaking to her mother to make sure that she had permission to be out in public. To me, this law is just crazy. People are getting harassed, and it's unnecessary, and I think it violates our rights. These laws are unnecessary. We have truancy laws already in effect in almost every state in this country has a truancy law. And these laws have been proven to be effective when they're enforced. It says that enrolled students must attend school. We don't need this daytime curfew. We don't even need it. And all the money that is going towards this law, all our taxpayer money, we could be putting it towards something better. Furthermore, this law is ineffective. According to the Western Criminology Report, the law doesn't do any good. This is a study from the California Criminal Justice Statistics. Right here, all youth crime during strong curfew enforcement. This is the 12 biggest California counties. 11 out of 12 reported that they saw absolutely no difference in crime over a 17-year period with daytime curfew. Some counties even reported more crime during these curfew hours in various different crimes. So I think it's ridiculous. It doesn't even work. Now that I've told you some of the problems with this law, now I'm going to tell you some solutions to truancy that are more effective and work better than what this daytime curfew is doing to our kids. Some of the solutions, according to the Center of Public Education, say that we could follow the Fort Worth Independent School District model. And what they're doing is they've got a program. It's a preventative program. They talk to students that are truant. They bring their parents in. It's just an education program. They are talked to by district attorneys, by the assistant district county attorney, and they're talked to about the social and legal consequences of being truant. And then they'll sit down and talk to them and find out why they're truant and find out how they can get these kids back into school. And they get them caught back up on work so that they want to go back to school. It's a really great program. And the years between 2000 and 2003, they had 1,000 kids that came back to school. And between 2003 and 2004, they had another 1,000, and they had a 9% increase in enrollment, which was the highest in 6 years. So it's an effective program, and it's working. Something else that works is the Manual to Combat Truancy by the U.S. Department of Education. If you go on the website, it lists tons of ideas of things that different cities are doing that are 50% or more effective in getting kids back to school and keeping them in school. According to the Western Criminology Report, in California again, California reported in counties that had free recreational programs for kids, they had even lower crime. So instead of spending all this money on laws that we don't need, we could be spending on recreation programs to keep the kids off the streets. In conclusion, I'd like to say that, just a refresher, this law violates our rights. It's unnecessary. It's ineffective. There's better solutions. We don't want to let our kids be afraid to walk down the street and feel like they have to carry permission slips or feel like law enforcement isn't their friend. You need to stick together. We need to vote no on this daytime curfew. Call your state rep, Sid Miller. Talk to Fort Worth School District. There's Delana Doyle. She can help maybe in your community to help you set up the program that they have that's so effective. There's also the Home Legal Defense Association that has packets that can help you fight against this law in your area. Dallas County meets May 13th to discuss this issue. Be there if you can. Tell your representative how you feel. And in closing, I'd like to say that if the government can peg individual groups as troublemakers and strip away their rights, which group is going to be next? Your parents? As elderly drivers, are they going to say that they have to be on a curfew because they're a danger to themselves and others on the road? Are they going to tell you that college students have to have curfews because they shouldn't be out at night? Who's going to be next? You? Who's going to be next? Stand up and fight for your rights. Vote no on daytime curfew.